What's going on, ladies and gentlefish? It's the Croc to bring you a Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 Cobi and Terra's Journey Wi-Fi battle. My opponent, Use, has never tried this game before and just recently has tried it for the very first time. I told him that it had Wi-Fi and I've played a couple matches. This will be the third. First one was against Zenith, second was against By9, and this one is going to be versus Use for a change of pace from Pokemon. Not permanently, of course, but just to put some other games up. Since originally everything I started with YouTube was all about net playing video games, not necessarily Pokemon. Now, it has turned into a Gold, Silver, Crystal Pokemon Stadium 2 channel, which is fine. But I absolutely love this game. It's the best part of my childhood playing the Game Boy Color. So I am known as Terry's Apprentice on Dragon's Den / Woodos. Both of those links will be in the description. A shout out to By9, Zenith, Sir Dragoon. I'm trying to remember all of your names. So, the teams for this battle, since everything can become maxed out in this game, it makes for a very interesting commentary because everything can learn everything and everything can be maxed out. So pretty much it's who maintains the entire balance and magical resistances throughout the match. Looking at my team is actually going to be Azuriel, which is kind of like a god, a boss monster class version of, well, yes, a boss monster class version of Rainhawk, but it's not in the boss class, it's still in the bird class. I'll be using a Lord Draco, and I will also be using Gold Slime. Two of my people are maxed out, and the last one is not. So I'm at a disadvantage right off the bat. We're going to see if it ends up making a difference in the battle versus Use. Hopefully it won't. As far as what's happening right now, going through the motions, both players have to link up separately. I select my team and click, and then he'll select his team, and then it'll prompt us to start the battle. You can do all kinds of cool things. You can limit classes, you can limit skills, you can make time limits, you can team up, you can breed monsters. If you have finished the first game, you can breed with the first game. So, let's get right into this battle. He is using King Zenith's team from our very own Dragon's Den of Woodos, who provides us at Dragon's Den with all of the new videos and scans of the Dragon Quest games. So his team is Dark Dream, Ogademir 2, and Deathmore 3. Now, his threats as far as the main one is definitely Dark Dream. Knowing that, I want to go ahead and Giga Slash. The important thing with this game, like Pokemon, is you need to know which attacks hit all and which attacks are aimed at one or two. I figured that Azula is going to be doing the Heal Us All pretty much throughout the remainder of this battle, allowing Sefti and Ashen to pretty much attack at will. Now Sefti is going to ignore orders because it has a lot of wild, and pretty much nothing else in the farm had it where they would listen, so I opted to just go with it. Now Azula is the first main target of all of these attacks. Now on this end phase here, I am going to go for Heal Us All, and I'm going to put everything back at max health. Now I've never seen this next attack I go for, and it was kind of a little bit of a, not really a risk per se. I'm sorry, I'm one turn ahead. I go for a big bang here with Ashen, and Azula actually carries the Mega Magic, which is awesome. And Hellblast. Hellblast is pretty awesome too. I was trying to figure out, which particular magical resistances I needed to be aware of and which of my skills affected which monsters. I decided to slow the video down ever so slightly because it is, like I said, the battle system's a lot different, and for this first time I just want to make sure I get everything pretty much organized here. So his Giga Slashes are hitting all over the place. And finally, I'm going to release Big Bang here. And as you're going to see, I think 2 of these monsters resist it. Yep, Death and Orgo are both resisted, but nothing resists Hell Blast. Now, if that doesn't look like something right out of Power Rangers, then I guess your childhood was a lot different than mine. Because I don't know, it just reminds me of that. So I'm able to deal damage to all 3 of them. Pretty good damage, actually. Now he's going to get quad hits off here, and quad hits is going to bring Azula down to 574 health on the end phase of this turn. Now, I could continually go for Hellblast, and I decide here, you know, hey, I'm going to go for Hellblast with you, I'm going to heal everybody with you, and you're just going to do whatever because you're not going to want to attack anyway, because you are going to sit there and cower inside of your own little slime, probably duck your head inside of yourself while everybody else is battling. You're just kind of watching from the safety of your own flub. So that's perfectly fine with me. I've got Azula and Ashen that actually want to fight, so Dream is going to attack, and it's going to do 247 damage. Luckily, again, I'm going to get the heal us all going. One major factor in this game is it's very hard to pass magic. Impasse Most only brings like 80 MPs back to different monsters in the game. So you've got to utilize your magic the best you can. So, looking at the damage the last time I did this, I go ahead and go for a Hell Blast, does another 120, 130 to everyone on his team. Now I have 902 MP left on Azula, and I go for another Giga Slash on Dream. I'm hoping I can hit it, and I'm like, well, I need to go for Mega Magic, and I need to hit this thing. I've never gone for Mega Magic, so here's to me learning what it does. I'm actually going to target Orgo. Orgo and Dark Dream are the 2 I want out of this game. Deathmore 3 is really not that bad. But this right here is going to really put me in a really rough situation. You guys are going to see. The Giga Slash here is going to completely miss once again, as Dream is going to do another 208 damage, followed up by another 255 damage. So here's Mega Magic, and that does 818 damage, and that takes him right out of the game. But Azula's going to go down to 17 health here, and I figured Ashen again is pretty much just here to do pretty much all the offensive work up front, especially with the high level spells and Giga Slash and Hell Blast and quad hits. And I was going to go for Heal Us All, but I have no magic and I have no way to get any magic points back. So I'm just going to use Azula as death fodder. I actually decide to just defend here, and Azula's actually got resistance to fire. That's going to give me a chance to have another turn. And go for yet another Hell Blast, and this time Hell Blast is going to do 131 and 143. So Dream is actually going to loosen quad hits here, and it's going to be enough to take out Sefti, and unfortunately Sefti and Azula are going to go down from that quad hits, leaving one monster. Now, since one monster is left, I'm going to go ahead and use Revive, and my Revive is going to bring Azula back. But what I didn't think about when I did this is that Azula still has no magic. And even if I would have brought Sefti back from the dead here, Sefti is not going to listen to me, so the only spell I would want him to do is Surge, but there's no status effects going on, so Surge is pretty much useless at this point. So I'm going to revive Azula just to have another 999 back on the field. And he's going to go for Whitefire again. Again, Azula is also going to resist this hit, having that magical resistance to fire. To get those magical resistances, all you got to do is breed. So finally this turn I learned my lesson and decide to Giga Slash Deathmore 3 as opposed to the Dark Dream. knowing very well I can hopefully hit Death more, and I actually do get my Giga Slash off for almost 200 damage. And now, Dream is going to start targeting Ashen, because Ashen is my other powerhouse on my team. It is my powerhouse. And both Ashen and Azula have revived, but you're going to see here the kind of situation that I'm going to get put in here. I debated quad hits there, but then I looked again and I said, well, I can't do any of these because I have no magic. But in hindsight, it was worth going for the Mega Magic to take out the Ogre Demir 2, because that thing is a beast, and like, looking at its original form, it totally got more awesome looking as it progressed on. So here I am going to guard with Azula, and I'm going to take Hell Blast from my opponent, and he's going to follow that up with Big Bang from Deathmore 3, and that is going to take Ashen down. And since I have no magic, Azula is not going to be able to revive Ashen. So this remainder of the battle, I'm only going to have one monster. So now that he has two monsters, he'll get an attack in between each of mine, or twice in between each of mine. The speed mechanic, like I said, works very strangely in this game. That everything can speed tie, but at the same token, while they have two monsters, I have one, they'll get more turns than me because they have more monsters, they have more, not really action points, there's no points or anything, but they can just pretty much continue to stay on the field and switch between each other and fight. Now, I don't remember, I'll have to look at Mike's team again, but I know both of them had some kind of healing, and I was really surprised this whole match. Yuz had plenty of magic. I was really surprised that he didn't try to heal anything. And just so you guys know, when you have an actual match in this game, there will be healing. Like I said, keeping the party balanced and keeping your magical resistances up is the way to pretty much dominate the playfield, for lack of a better word, in this game. Excuse me. So, he is going to do some more damage and bring me down to 671. I was able to get another Giga Slash off on that Deathmore 3. Now I'm hoping I've got Deathmore 3 down to a level that a regular attack will take him out. Because I've got to take 240 damage there, but luckily I get to deal 260 damage and take him out, as a Big Bang brings me down to 297. Now, seeing that his attacks are doing anywhere between 220 and 240 per hit, I'm actually really afraid to lose Azula here, going down to 49 HP, but I am going to get a 240 damage attack off. Now, this next turn, I, couldn't even possibly have predicted this. I am going to actually overcome the speed tie and strike at full power with a crit and deal 1024 damage. Now, before you say anything, I asked him after the battle what his HP was, and he actually had a low enough HP that just that simple getting another turn after his, I would have been able to take him out. So having the disadvantage, I still was able to overcome. So that's my team there. Lord Draco on the left, Azurael in the middle, and Gold Slime on the right. Now, we're actually going to go through this little screen here, and here's Terra, and I've never seen this screen. I've, looked at rumors about it with the game, but I actually am going to get a Pettiboo egg here, as Waraboo is going to come over to my side and give me a Pettiboo egg, or Pettiboo. And that is like the coolest winning screen ever. They show your whole team, you get a Pettiboo, and the guy congratulates you. So, that was a great game, Use. Again, was really surprised that you didn't heal the whole battle, but you've only been playing the game for about 3 days, and you seem to have learned quite a bit in that time, so I appreciate the match. I hope to have more with you and Z's and anyone else who wants to get into this game. The narration was a little off par. To be honest, when I recorded this battle, I had no idea on earth how I was going to narrate it. Just because, like I said, the turns are so much different when it comes to Pokemon, and it's so much more of a challenge and a mind game to stay ahead of your opponent. So I do appreciate the battle Use. I hope we get to do it again. I hope we get more people involved in this. There are definitely some people on Budos and Dragon's Den who have their original teams built into this game on their cart, but short of having a parallel port and a device that I don't remember the name of right now, there is no way to transfer from the cart to a ROM or a computer file to play online. Now, what we need, of course, is players, but we need people that can, for lack of a better word, Game Shark some sets, kind of like a save file for everyone to use and call one name and call one the other name. But I will tell you right now, Terra is very strange when it comes to Game Shark codes, and it's very hard to edit. That's why, if anything, I prefer Cobi, but I'm not sure if Cobi's Journey and Cobi's Journey can connect. Maybe some people would be interested in doing some regular Dragon Warrior Monsters Wi-Fi. And of course, I'm also looking for more people to do Dragon Quest Monsters 2 Joker Wi-Fi. But that again is another hard thing to get a save file for those of us like the Croc who doesn't have DS Wi-Fi, but I have it through Desmumi. It was released probably a couple months ago. The save file won't read it as a Desmumi file, so it's very hard to get all of that set up for Wi-Fi battling. And to be honest, I would be so completely lost, even more lost than I am to set up a team in Cobi's Journey, because on my actual game, I started the Let's Play of this game probably a year and a half ago, probably give or take, and I love the game. I do. I've been playing it for probably 6 years, but now I've got, starting to where I get max stats and understand where this game really comes from and how far the roots go. So, until next time, guys, rate, comment, sub. I'm not doing the objection thing. My throat hurts. Sorry, I'll do it next time. And find the computer room. And peace.